A neglected Greek word in Hebrews 4:12. If it pleaseth thee, then open a new window in your web browser and navigate to netbible.org. When you arrive at netbible.org, click on the book chooser, choose Hebrews chapter 4. When you arrive in chapter 4, scroll down the left pane till you come to verses 12 and 13. Next, in the right pane, click on Greek. And likewise, navigate down in the right-hand pane until you come to the same verses 12 and 13. Pass your mouse over verse 12 until you come to the phrase dividing soul and spirit and joints from marrow. In the right-hand pane, observe the word te, translated and beside it, the word kai. In most versions, the word te is not translated. For example, in the English Standard Version, the text reads, division of soul and of spirit, of joints and of marrow. The King James Version, however, translates the word te, giving us piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow. Not even the scholarly Net Bible deals with the word te, translating rather dividing soul from spirit and joints from marrow. Thus, a very literal rendering of the passage would be cleaving asunder of soul and spirit and of joints and marrow. Soul and spirit are joined by the Greek conjunction kai, as are also joints and marrow, with the word te between the two pairs. Thus we have soul, kai, spirit, te, joints, kai, marrow. There are four ways in which translations and commentaries understand this language. One is figurative interpretation 1, which says the text may be dividing soul from spirit and also joints from marrow. Of course, we realize that joints and marrow are already separate. There is nothing to be cleaven. So in figurative interpretation 2, some interpreters say that the Word of God divides the soul, and it divides the spirit, and it divides the joints, and finally it divides up marrow. A third interpretation says that the Word of God divides asunder the soul and the spirit, leaving the joints and the marrow. A fourth figurative interpretation leaves soul and spirit together, since they really overlap, and divides the joints from the marrow. We would like to follow the King James Version in this instance and propose a literal interpretation which says that the Word of God divides asunder the soul and the spirit from the joints and the marrow, the result being a threat of death. For what does a sword do? It separates soul and spirit from joints and marrow. This is, of course, a tentative interpretation subject to evaluation by scholars and readers alike.